The morning I found out, I was standing in our kitchen in Bozeman, Montana, holding a coffee mug I'd bought at a gas station in 1997, the one with the chipped handle I'd superglued back twice. It said "World's Okayest Everything" in faded letters, and I remember thinking that was exactly right. That was exactly what I had become inside that marriage. The world's okayest everything. Invisible, manageable, convenient. My husband, Garrett, was upstairs getting dressed for work. I could hear the shower running, the specific creak of the third floorboard when he stepped on it. All the sounds I knew the way you know the sounds of your own heartbeat, without listening, without thinking. And I was standing there, mug in hand, reading a text message on his phone that he'd left face up on the counter. A mistake so ordinary it was almost insulting. He hadn't even been careful. The text was from a contact saved as K Freelance. 6 words. 6 words that took approximately 4 seconds to read and approximately the rest of my life to process. Can't wait to start our family. My name is Danielle. I was 37 when this happened. My husband Garrett sold commercial real estate, and I worked medical billing for 12 years, tracking errors, catching discrepancies, building paper trails for insurance disputes that insurance companies desperately wanted to disappear. Garrett came downstairs, poured his coffee, picked up his phone, and said, "You look tired. You sleep okay?" I looked at him and said, "Fine, just fine." He kissed me on the cheek and left. I put his phone back exactly where he'd left it, face up, same angle. I finished my coffee. I drove to work. Over the next 3 weeks, I built a picture. The Tuesday and Thursday evenings he worked late, every week without variation, going back at least 8 months. The mileage on the truck that didn't match the routes he described. The way he'd started asking how much I had in my individual savings, what my 401k balance looked like, whether I'd thought about whether we needed both names on the investment account. Innocent questions from a certain angle, not innocent from mine. I called my cousin Bethany, a paralegal in Helena. She said, "Don't move any money, don't change any accounts, don't let him know you know. What we need first is documentation." She drove up with a green folder. We mapped out everything. Bank statements I was legally entitled to access, mileage records from the shared truck insurance app, a calendar going back 10 months. She said, "You need him talking. Montana is a one-party consent state for in-person conversations, meaning I could record any conversation I was a participant in." Week 5. Garrett home late, the specific late that had a different texture than ordinary late. I was sitting at the kitchen table with what I can only describe as the most precisely calibrated expression of sadness I have ever constructed. He said, "What's wrong?" Not a question, a statement. I said I felt like something had been off between us, and Garrett sat down and told me he had been seeing someone, that he cared about her, that he had been trying to figure out the right time. He said it in the careful, therapized language of someone who had been told by someone else how to say it.